Well, good morning to the world. Good morning to those watching on Facebook Live. I apologize for the lateness, technical glitch, as you can see from my rather unkempt hairstyle. Things when you try to go live don't always come about smoothly, but that is part of the perils, but also part of the enjoyment of doing a live session. It comes straight from the heart here, and hopefully some of it comes straight from the brain as well. So today I'm going to talk a bit about my love of science and how it led me to twin universe discovery and ultimately to God. So the subject matter of lecture 12 is entitled Quantum World of the Twin Universe Duality. Okay, so quantum mechanics was developed in the last century along with Einstein's relativities, the two most prominent scientific theory of modern physics. Relativity explains the astronomical scales of planets, of galaxies, etc., whereas the quantum world describes on the reverse, the micro world of atomic particles. So with relativity is what you would call a deterministic theory, in the sense that if you have all the parameters, you can calculate exactly what's going to happen. Whereas it's the opposite in the quantum world, is totally uncertain, up to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. So as Einstein says, Einstein did not actually believe in the quantum world. And though strangely enough, he won his Nobel Prize for experiment that actually proved the quantum world. So paradoxically, he did not win the Nobel Prize for his famous relativity theory, but for the quantum theory, for the electric effect. But anyway, he said that God do not play dice. That's his argument against quantum mechanics. But it's been proven in experiment after experiment, not just proven, but our GPS satellites, our computers would not work unless the quantum effect was actually real. So it does actually have real world practical application. So similarly, this new twin universe theory that I have developed, ultimately it should not just be a theory, it should have some meaningful application, especially as part of this new world series. It is related to this coming new world. So I'm going to cover more on the generalized application of my new discovery, and not go into the detail of the science. That's I already published that in various scientific publication and even in my God's book. In case you haven't, go and buy it. It's also available in Spanish, German, and other upcoming translation, which my master scribe Andrew Wen is working on currently. So the quantum world, as I say, is in the simplistic term can be explained as uncertainty, in the sense that particle on those scale is Einstein famous equals mc squared. It's matter and energy. It has this Jekyll and Hyde duality. So a photon light that's coming from this light bulb that's shining on me and reflecting onto my camera that you can now see is actually coming with a dual personality. It's coming either as a solid photon light, like a bullet, but it also has a characteristic of a wave, like sound waves or water waves. And you can actually experimentally observe these duality in the famous Young double slit experiment. Again, I'm not going to go and cover the details of that. Most of you that does a little bit of physics are aware of that is how the duality effect of energy particles can be experimentally verified between the solid particle and the wave state. So my twin universe still agrees with that. There is a particle and a wave state for energy matter on the quantum scale. But in the twin universe, this is replicated. So in our, what I term as the positive universe that we live in. When I say positive, I mean in terms of the given a quantifier value. I just plus sign. I could similarly give a minus sign, but anyway, I just decided to call it this side of our universe the positive plus sign. So it replicate it in the twin negative universe. You also have reverse. So for the particle in our universe, is twin is the wave, and similarly for the wave in our universe, it becomes the particle in the opposite universe. So in that sense, the duality is really a double duality, is a 2.2. So for all particle energy state actually has 4 states. So just like in our universe, there's matter, antimatter, well, similarly, those are replicated. So the matter becomes anti-hyphenated matter, and the antimatter in our universe becomes anti-hyphenated antimatter. So 4 is, as you know, we covered the lecture that I've given, is a sacred number because it's also the sacred number for all life. All life are coded with a gene code of 4. And I even gave the cosmos this genetic code for God 4, and from that you can calculate the number of observable baryonic particles. So again, I'm an experimental physicist. The theory that I have to come up has to have predictable quantified result that you can match with observation, so you can prove whether my theory is right or wrong. Okay, so far my theory holds up water, and well, it proves this right. So not only does this 4 states has this this double duality, but it also explains where missing antimatter is. So our present mainstream physics cannot account for why there's missing antimatter in our universe. In principle, the laws are symmetric, therefore there should be an equal amount of matter and antimatter, but it doesn't. The amount of antimatter in our universe is actually 1 part in a billion. Therefore, because of that, the law states that all protons should be unstable because the baryonic number is not conserved. But all observation to date has shown that the proton is totally stable. Therefore, science cannot explain what we're observing right now. So the only science, the only theory that can explain all these is the twin universe. Because in this twin universe, as I said, all matter particle have identical twin. So that means matter and antimatter is totally conserved because it has its own antimatter and anti-antimatter. And because of that, the baryonic number is also conserved, and that explains why with this theory, protons are also stable. But anyway, if you read through all my publications, you will see that this twin universe also covers a lot of explanation, both qualitatively and quantitatively, why this theory is correct, and explains such issues as dark matter, dark energy, etc. So I'm not going to cover those again. Like I said to you, I covered it in the past, and I'll cover again in the future. But for this, I don't really want to go too deep in the science. I want to go into what are the applications for this. So as I mentioned to you, the quantum discovery of last century allow us to have GPS. I said that we can't go anywhere now without our GPS on our phone telling us where we need to travel. And like I said, even your computer on the transistor level, on the scale, works on those quantum effects. So the twin universe, what practical application do that have? Well, of course, it explains all those unknowns that I mentioned, dark energy, dark matter. So once you have an explanation, you can then try to tap into those sources. So imagine that now we have the explanation for dark matter, dark energy. We can then develop new technique, do experiment to tap into that limitless, and I repeat, limitless supply of new sources of energy. In fact, if you follow the explanation, the other energy matter in the other universe has actually reverse gravity and reverse time. So you were able to tap into that dark energy, dark matter, which exists in the other universe. In principle, you can even develop anti-gravity propulsion and time travel. Yeah, that may seem extremely over the top, but 50 years ago, this TV series, Star Trek, was revolutionary in the transporter, which now has been experimentally proven does actually work, obviously only on the quantum scale. But you see how even what may seem obscure now, in 50 years, 100 years, 1,000 years, can be developed into practical application that we would, our ancestors would not imagine what a flying aircraft is a God vehicle, right? Well, similarly, with this new discovery of the twin universe, imagine a world where you can have a technique of sourcing a limitless supply of energy, but not only that, but of developing anti-propulsion drive. Okay. So, and also I even published in one of my books how we can develop. In fact, I'm quite aware that it's actually already in developed in certain classified project of a quantum communicator. The quantum communicator works on the quantum entanglement. So as where there's our phone, we can speak to the other side of the universe. We don't hear too much time lag because it's literally in microseconds. Light travels so fast. But we're trying to communicate with the moon or with Mars. There'll be several seconds, maybe even several minutes, or with different solar system. It could be several light years before our communication. So imagine a communication device based on quantum entanglement, which I actually have postulated and even put a practical design together. Now, I'll be surprised if this has not already been underdeveloped by a certain government agency. Okay, so that would allow you to have instantaneous communication from either side of the universe. Not only is that practical, but that also means that communicator is unbreakable. No one can break into an encrypted, quantum entangled communicator. Okay, so bear that in mind. So there is many application to this new discovery of mine, the twin universe, that will revolutionize this coming new world. And that's why I included this lecture within the New World series. Okay, so I have a saying, God and time will tell. And well, I believe it will tell very, very soon. So again, I apologize for the tardiness on my part and the messiness on my part, but that is live streaming. So, and I enjoy it. I enjoy your company. I hope you enjoy the knowledge and the truth that I am impacting on you, the world. And let's march together towards the light of this coming new world. So God bless you, and hopefully I'll see you next week.